Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it. Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? Hope y'all doing well, man. Happy Juneteenth to everybody, man. Happy Juneteenth to y'all. I hope y'all having a great day and enjoying this Independence Day. You feel me? It's a beautiful day out here in Dallas, Texas, man. You know, grateful to be alive, grateful to be able to see another day. So, I definitely wanted to touch on this particular aspect of the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. This has been a theme ever since the fight was made. I mean, you could kind of, if you know the history of both Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, you know both of these guys have a certain temperament, which is one of the biggest reasons why this fight is what it is. We know that Terence Crawford has a mean streak, a killer instinct, what people may call a dog, the same shit that Kobe had, that Mamba mentality. It's like it's in you, not on you. We know Terence Crawford has that. You know Errol the True Spence Jr. has that, that killer, that dog, that aggression, that will. You dig what I'm saying? And I saw a clip of, I believe it was from the second press conference in New York, because Teofimo Lopez is from New York and he actually attended the press conference. And, you know, he was just up there, you know, kind of like on the side in the background in plain clothes, looking like he was having a chill day. Just decided, let me pull up to the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford press conference because, you know, he fuck with, he's a fan of both fighters, but seemed like he fuck with Errol Spence, as far as like from afar, and being a fan of his fighting style and his abilities. And he kind of pulled Errol Spence to the side, and the camera picked up on this. Teofimo Lopez said, this fight is going to be, and this is Teofimo Lopez fresh off a victory over Josh Taylor, who was the lineal #1 champion, #1 fighter at 140, who was undisputed at 140. He said, this fight is gonna, he said, the will is gonna be stronger than the skills in this fight. The will is gonna be more important and stronger than the skills in this fight. And Errol Spence was like, oh yeah, I already know. Errol Spence, he was just definite. The crazy thing is that in both press conferences, Errol Spence put emphasis on breaking the will of Terence Crawford, breaking him mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, breaking him, because we all know that Errol Spence is a great fighter. We already know he's a highly skilled fighter, an elite fighter. We already know Terence Crawford is a highly skilled elite fighter, a great fighter. Both of these guys are so skilled that that's something that we'll continue to break down because it's very important. But I think it's more so styles in this fight and more so the will in this fight. Of course, stylistically, that's always in play. Who can impose their style on the opponent and make them fight at the pace that they want to fight, make them fight the style of fight that they want to fight. Whoever can do that 9 times out of 10, they win the fight. If you look at the history of my predictions, that's something that I always mention. And every time that the guy who controls the fight with their style, who imposes their style on the opponent, they end up winning the fight. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's going to be much different here, but the reason why I say, like I said, these guys are both very skilled, so I think we have to look a little bit deeper, and that's looking at the stylistic matchup, and then even going a step further, looking at the will of both fighters. If you look at my first video, why I think Errol Spence beats Terence Crawford Part 1, I talked about how both of these fighters is dogs and how you got to stop Errol Spence to beat him. You know what I'm saying? And how Terence Crawford, being the dog that he is, sometimes it can get him in trouble. He mentioned that he actually admitted that that's why he had troubles with Aegis Kavalauskas, because he said that he pretty much threw the game plan away soon as he started getting touched up. You know, he got dropped by Mean Machine. Soon as Mean Machine dropped him, started touching him up,
Terence Crawford threw the whole game plan out the window, and he just said, fuck it, I'm finna fight. He switched to southpaw, and he just started whooping dude ass. That's just the type of dude Terence Crawford is. You saw that with the Eureka's Gamboa fight. You know what I'm saying? He get hit, it make him turn up even more. And I talked about in those two videos, part 1 and part 2, that being one of the main reasons why I like Errol Spence over Terence Crawford, because I think even though both of them guys got that dog in them, I think Errol Spence, in the midst of the heat, in the midst of the action, in the midst of when shit get real in there and that dog come out, I think Earl is a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more fundamental, a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more like grounded. You feel me? So it's different when you can bring that dog out and it's organized and structured. It's like organized chaos. You know what I'm saying? With Terence Crawford, when he bring that dog out, it more so be like all hell breaking loose. He just, you know, he throwing wild shots, and them bitches be landing too. You know what I'm saying? He throwing wild shots. You know, when he switch southpaw, he throw big looping shots. That shit, you know, he got long arms. The motherfucker graze you on top of your head, and you feel them bitches. You feel what I'm saying? So, but he get a little wild in there. You dig? But that's just the dog in Terence Crawford. They both got dogs. They just show it in different ways. And, you know, bringing all of that full circle, I truly believe that these guys are so evenly matched from a skill perspective that whoever wants it more is going to win this fight. Whoever got the most dog and the most will, whoever is the hardest to break is going to win this fight. And, of course, like I said, y'all know that I believe Errol Spence is going to be the stronger fight. I believe his will is going to be stronger. His determination is going to be stronger. His willingness, his determination to prove that he's a better fighter than Terence Crawford is going to be stronger. But it's going to be hard, though, because Terence Crawford, again, he one of those guys. Shout out to the brother, Black Fight Fan TV. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Trill Boxing Talk. Shout out to the LDBC. You feel me? He always had this saying. You know what I'm saying? He always had this saying. He said, watching Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is going to be like watching your favorite dog get hit by a truck. And when he said that, he said this shit 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Black Fight Fan said this shit 5 years ago. And when he said it, immediately I understood where he was coming from. And the closer and closer this fight got and is getting, that shit is making more and more and more sense, because it's like your favorite dog. You know Terence Crawford a dog. You love him. That's, you know, the killer in him is one of the reasons why you love him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know you gonna get a great fight out of Terence Crawford. You know he ain't finna just let somebody run in that motherfucker and just step on him without a fight. You feel what I'm saying? But it's gonna be, but sometimes that dog, it could be the biggest, baddest dog, your favorite dog. You love him because you know he game bred. You know he gonna be there to fight. But sometimes even the toughest dog get ran over. And it's sad to see. And I think that's what's gonna happen in this fight. I ain't saying Earl just gonna just bulldoze through him and it's gonna be easy. I'm just saying this fight gonna come down to who got the strongest will. And whoever, Errol Spence went on $1 million worth of game. That's one of the best interviews I've seen Errol Spence do. Very relaxed, calm, confident, talking candidly, speaking some real shit, man, giving you some news you can use, man. Errol Spence really is a genuine, you know what I'm saying, genuine motherfucker, man. He just, you know, ain't no pump faking, ain't no, you know what I mean, just straight up and down. Terence Crawford pretty much the same way, you know, straight up and down. That's why one of the reasons why I respect both of these guys. I watched Terence Crawford interview on $1 million worth of game and on the Breakfast Club, you know, straight up and down. I love that. But very confident, you know what I'm saying, very sure of himself. And both of these guys carry themselves like that. But Errol Spence, he always went back to, it's going to come down to who's going to wilt under the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Who going to break first? And Errol Spence is adamant about breaking Terence Crawford, breaking him, breaking his will. Whether it be, he said, it's only so much the body can take. And once the body start taking, you know, too much or more than what it can actually take, that's when the mind start breaking. And when the mind break, it's over. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. The mind can break before the body break. The body can break before the mind break. But if either one break, 9 times out of 10 it's over. If your eye get fucked up and you can't see, the doctor fuck around, stop the fight. You know what I'm saying? Your body broke. You feel me? Orbital bone broke. But if your mind break, you get the fight beat out of you. And that could go on both sides. Terence Crawford can hit Errol Spence with some shit to where he ain't never been hit like that before. And it make him change everything up. That's why I always said you gotta hurt Errol Spence to beat him. You gotta hurt him. You gotta hurt him bad. You feel me? And with Terence Crawford, I think when he hurt you, he gonna stop you. I think Terence Crawford, it's hard for me to put anybody above him as the best finisher in the sport. I think you gotta say Terence Crawford is the best finisher, because soon when he touch guys and he hurt them, it's over with. You feel me? So, you know, you know, like I said, but you hit Errol Spence with some shit he ain't ever been hit with before, that volume might go down. You know what I'm saying? He might change some shit up. I don't see that happening, because I think Errol Spencer, he gonna put it all on the line and go out on that shield, but it's about the will in this fight. The skills is there. We see the skills. Stylistically, you know, depending on what style is more pleasing to you as a boxing fan and as a spectator, you might say you like that guy stylistically. But, you know, skills and styles both very important factors. But in this fight, I agree with what Teofimo Lopez said. I think the will is going to be stronger than the skills in this fight, whoever wanted more. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. How y'all feel about that? Did y'all see the small clip where Lopez said that to Earl? And, you know, what are y'all thoughts on that concept? You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know down in the comments, man. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.